Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Hello, hello. It is so good to see you all. Happy Tuesday. So I'm just making sure everything's set up. Still haven't figured out the whole music situation. I have no idea why it is not playing in my headphones, but that is very frustrating. And we'll just go from there. Am I even on the screen? Doesn't look like it. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Something is off. All right, can you hear me now? All right, I think so. Oh man. All right. I think we're live. Man, this is so frustrating. I don't even I'm glad that I have something here to at least show whatever's going on. I don't I have no idea what's going on. Maybe I need to find a new streaming service because this has been a little bit of a nightmare to get back into. For some reason, it used to work flawlessly. And now here I am struggling to figure out whether I'm live or not, if you can hear me, if you can see me. But from the replay-ish here, it looks like we're good. So that's your intro. Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday. No maintenance window today for Splinterlands, as we're getting our maintenance window, I believe, on Thursday with the end of the season approaching. So that is very cool. It's going to be the end of an era for Chaos Legion. And we are going to get our first look at the Rebellion cards in action on that day. So I am very excited for that. We just have a couple of days until then. And there's also some other major changes happening with vouchers essentially coming through and getting a little bit more streamlined utility. That's going to be over the next couple of weeks, not in the next couple of days. But yeah, for the most part, that's where things are at. Now, one thing that I am working on, and I'm trying to find a day to do this. I was hoping that it would be this weekend because I wanted to stream, but if I do, it's not going to be like our usual Sunday morning as I'm busy that day. But I wanted to find a time to do a tournament for the Ghost Card Challenges, something that I would manually kind of put together and I don't know. I just feel like there's so much potential with that. We just don't have the infrastructure built. So I'm willing to do the work, the legwork to coordinate and organize all of that. But keep an eye out for a video talking through that just a little bit more. Again, we wouldn't need a lot of people, but even just having, 8 to 16 or something like that would be kind of fun to do a little tournament. But if that is successful, something that I think I would actually like to really push forward with, which would take a lot more time and energy, but I live for this stuff, is to actually have a league that we could kind of, that we could just have some fun with, right? So we would do it maybe and have it run over a couple of seasons or over the course of a month. And I don't know. I'm really excited about that. So let me go ahead and jump into the chat. We got Dennis here in the house. What's going on? I am live. Ghostly BG, howdy. What's going on? Vilson's in the house. What's up, man? How long have you been live? Just came home. Oh, nice. Well, I have only been live for 4 minutes, so you have not missed much, my friend. But I have missed you. I hope you're doing well. We got DJ in the house. Hello. Ooh, you know what I'm gonna have to reveal today? I am going to have to reveal, and you know what? Should I do it on the live stream or should I do it? Now, you know what? I'm going to have to, because I need to gather up the winners. So this is your final warning. I have to do the giveaway for that new card that I am revealing. So if you have not put your guesses in, either on YouTube or on X/Twitter, I'm revealing one of the Rebellion reward cards. Very excited about that. Giving away 100 SPS. Actually, I think in total like 800 SPS or something like that for all the right guesses that come in first on, I don't know what it was. So the mana cost, rarity, attack type, and ability. So If you want to get in, go check out those videos or go on X. You can follow me there at Aftersound Music. What else we got? Speaking of music, I do have a new song coming out in a couple of weeks. So there's no sponsors on this channel, but I guess I'll sponsor my music for a little bit. So keep an eye out for that. No, it's not Splinterlands related, although I still do want to get working on some Splinterlands projects. So we'll see how that works out. I actually, what's funny is and people might remember this, but I actually did record just something separate, right? Not in tandem with the company, but I recorded something for Rebellion, and then I just didn't like the way that it was coming out. It just wasn't like perfect. My delivery on it wasn't the best, and I was like, all right, I got to re-record it. But then like the hype died down from Rebellion, and I don't know, I just kind of like lost interest in the project. But I'd like to revive that at some point. Actually, the reward cards would have been a perfect time. I just haven't had the time to work on that. So maybe for when Rebellion sells out, we'll debut that if I can finish it before then, and if I like my performance overall. But let's talk Splinterlands for a second, and then we can expand to broader Web3 and macro, because that's what we always do. But I'll say that these Tuesday, Thursday morning streams are definitely more Splinterlands focused. We have obviously Bitcoin is below 60K, so it's been just straight choppiness. I don't know what else to expect, but just straight choppiness. DEC is sitting at about 60% of peg. SPS is about half a penny still. And I am, I'm just kind of waiting with it. I actually think we could see, and I said this before, right? We could probably see more bleed over the next couple of months. I think I'm kind of expecting Bitcoin choppiness until October at this point. Maybe we get something later this month, but I think September is generally a down month, right? Like I don't know. That's just what I remember. So, I'm waiting for Q4 at this point, and that's for Bitcoin. That's for Splinterlands, right? Hopefully the new player experience will be done by then. But what's funny about this new player experience? They talk such a big game about this tutorial, and my fear or concern is that they bit off more than they could chew, right? Because it seems like it's not done yet. I mean, it is not done yet. And it seems like it's quite an in-depth project if that's what they're trying to go for. So I don't know where they're at on it yet, but there hasn't been any talk about it. I am curious to see what happens, because we do get a town hall on Thursday, right? But to me, like, the big release this month is going to be what we're also getting on Thursday, which is the reward cards, and then the unlocking or unbinding of the previous Soulbound reward cards. So, with that being said, oh shoot, what? Hold on, guys, give me 1 second here. I'm getting something from YouTube saying this isn't working. Why isn't it working? I mean, nobody's complaining about that. You guys can hear me, right? Yeah, people are commenting, so okay. All right, so I guess it was just saying that my connection was unstable, but it seems like, well, you guys let me know if it's not coming through. Now I totally lost my train of thought. So what were we talking about? Oh, the new player experience. So yeah, I worry that I worry that they bit off a little bit more than they could chew, and this ends up not being something that they can deliver in the time frame. I mean, they've already missed the initial time frame, which was the first 6 months of the year. So I would say that was like June, July. So here we are sitting in August. We do have a town hall coming up on Thursday, and I wonder if it'll be ready. But the reason I think this is in a lot of the interviews that I've seen with Matt, he continues to say like they haven't gotten the right situation yet from like a marketing perspective, right? He's talked with several folks, and it's it's going to be when he sees it, he'll know. And to me, that just like I worry, actually. I worry that we may not even be done by the end of the year, and this just is so far off, because they're not going to start any marketing, right? They're not going to start any marketing until until that's out. And so it was supposed to be, first 6 months of the year, June, July. Then they were saying hopefully end of Q3, which is, end of next month. So we're about a month and a half away, which would mean, right, if we get some info this weekend, or not this weekend, but this Thursday about it, that would instill a little bit more confidence for me. But if we don't, then I don't know. It's like maybe this gets pushed into October and into Q4. And yeah. So I don't know. That's just where my head is at. That's the one thing that's like, it's just constantly getting delayed. And it's also the one thing that's stopping like the team from actively going out and trying to bring new players in. Now, that being said, at this point in time, does it really make sense, right? Like the market is down, SPS is down 99.5%. No, I think we're doing the right things in terms of, like, at least on the DAO side, trying to reduce SPS inflation, trying to, line up a bunch of other stuff. But, at this point, it might just be a waiting game. And it might just be, if you're not having fun, or if you're pissed off, just, automate your account and go do something else, right? That's what I've been saying to people for like the last 12 months, I guess. But, I don't know where that's going to go over the next, 6 to 8 weeks. So we'll see. All right, let's hop back into the chat here. Doing well, man. Just started some random new job and work weird hours. All right, fair enough. Well, congrats on the new gig. Someone says, I was about to see that video on bots you uploaded, but saw the live. What did you mean by bots being back? No. So, what's funny is because Tails, shout out to Tails. He's just like, dude, that's the wrong attitude to have. And sure, I see where you're coming from, Tails. And I'll respond to him separately because we will message each other or whatever. But it's not that I want bots to come in and exploit the system. All I'm saying is if I were to see bots come in and exploit the system again, that would be a sign that we're doing something right. Like there is value that is extractable at that point in time, which is a positive thing, right? I know we don't like it talking about the extraction of value, but that is what brings people into the ecosystem, right? If there is value to be obtained, that is what brings people in. And SPS shooting to 2 cents would do just that, if not more. But now, right, and maybe this is where Tails and I would differ, right? If bots were to come back in and be participating members of the ecosystem, meaning that they have to burn, DEC. Again, it's not that I like or want tons of bot farms. That's not what I'm pushing for here. But at least their damage becomes somewhat mitigated and they end up becoming contributing members to the ecosystem. Now, whatever profit margin they have on top of that, maybe they extract that value and that sucks for the rest of us. And I'm not saying that I want that to happen, definitely not at scale. But bots being back would be a sign that, there's something here, right? Because bots turned off. So there's something here now that is worthwhile and we should be pushing this out to the masses. All right, so 3 mana, 2 magic, rare, divine shield. Oh, you got to put in the other one. On the other video, because I'm not going to come back here and check it. Sorry. But thanks, DJ. All right, so Dennis, I've been telling my friends that SPS will go back to being worth something. My friends tell me that is more likely be 0.0001 in a way. Any words of positivity? I can't wait for the SPS DEC flippening for when SPS goes below DEC. No, you know what? I'm not meaning to come on here and be bearish. Any words of positivity? Yes, I am very cautiously optimistic for Splinterlands. You know what's funny? I was talking with Darkest Night this morning about it. We've been talking more Splinterlands lately. So for people who remember Darkest Night and miss him, he's just hanging out in the background. But he hasn't quit. So what I was explaining to him on the phone or earlier was like the flywheel to me. I think the flywheel can become very significant, and not necessarily because of the mechanics, right? Okay, we burn SPS and we buy and mint DEC and all that. Like, yes, but it's really the virtuous cycle, right? The life cycle rather than the death, or the life spiral rather than the death spiral. What I'm aiming at here is if SPS starts to go up, because of the way that SPS is now integrated with the rest of the game, you need SPS, right? And so therefore people will buy. So all of a sudden that value, right, that utility goes up, and you get the price going up, which means all of a sudden then people are earning more, right? So let's say SPS goes to 2 cents, right? And all of a sudden you got, let's have a little bit more fun with this. Let's say the market picks up, SPS jumps up, and we finally get through the backlog of DEC, and we start, burning through SPS, and life is starting to look good again. Let's say SPS jumps up to 5 cents. Sorry for the math. We'll make it easy. Up to 10 cents, right? And you have people in Modern Champ earning 30 SPS per win. So that means they're getting 10 cents times 30, right? So 0.1 times 30. Like they're making is that right? Yeah, they're making $3 a win. And they're playing 12 games a day, right? They're playing 12 matches a day. They're winning 12 matches a day. They're playing 24 matches a day. So all of a sudden, they're making like $36. That's at 10 cents. And people were freaking out about Axie Infinity and making $25 a day playing a video game back then. So, we can achieve that relatively quickly. And what ends up happening, right, is if we then start to go higher, and I don't think we need to wait until 10 cents for this. I think that we can calculate the math. Once we can go through and it becomes profitable once it becomes profitable again for the energy trade, right? I talked about that from a voucher perspective, that's going away. But once it becomes profitable from an energy trade and we start burning more DEC and the amount of SPS that you win, right, in terms of its value is higher, I mean, that becomes then a no-brainer trade. All of a sudden we start burning a ton of DEC, and if there's no DEC, people will gladly burn the SPS that they win, right, for extra energy, and we get into a really fun kind of like new equilibrium that starts shooting up, and that brings in potentially more people, more accounts, right, people or bots. So I'm excited for the life spiral, but you know what? And I want to do a video on this because I think it's quite poignant. We are so far out on the risk curve, right, when it comes to all the other projects out there. Like, we're a $7 million market cap project. I mean, that is tiny compared to the hundreds of millions of dollars market cap for many of the other top gaming projects out there, right? So where is SPS? I think we're at 7 million. Yeah, 7. We'll just say 8 million. So we're quite far out on the risk curve, which means we are going to feel the impact of the bull run very much towards the end. Now, where that end is, I have no idea. But what I can tell you this is, if you're at the end, there's a very short time to really take full advantage. Now, that doesn't mean that we wouldn't be going up, right? But I'm talking about like the crazy mania phase. When you go back to 2021 and you think about, all right, people joined like end of July, we'll just say like August of 2021. Chaos Legion came out in October, and that's when SPS topped out, right? And then the Fed decided to reverse course in November and cut interest rates. But I would say that Splinterlands as a whole topped out in October of that year. So being very generous, that's 2 months. Being less generous, it might have just been a couple of weeks, because yes, SPS goes up, right? And I think it hit like 35 cents or something like that in August. And then it dipped back down in September. And we actually had quite a red September back in 2021. And then, right, we kind of bucked the trend of Bitcoin as people were excited for the launch of the new set and all that. And we had our moment in August. And so you could say maybe not even 2 months, but like, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, it takes 4 weeks to unstake your SPS. So how many people are taking advantage of that and selling the top? So, tangentially related to this, if you have an exit plan, what's your exit plan? And are you exercising that along the way? And will you have the discipline to do so? All right, DJ says, I can see and hear you. Awesome. Thank you for the feedback. Wilson says the same. All right. So DJ says, you were nailing all the updates and timeframes. You need to do that again so thank you, DJ. I was actually just thinking about that. I mean, the one thing that I haven't nailed down is the one thing that I'm complaining about now, which is the, what's that called? Which is this new player experience. But that's become such, this is becoming the land of 2024. Like when is this going to come out? And the reason that that's so important is because it's blocking everything else, right? Until the new player experience comes out, it's blocking all of the other cool things that the team wants to put into the mix. So yeah. In terms of what else we can expect, I mean, I don't even know. Like, let's do a little brainstorm session here, because I don't even know what else is in the mix right now. I think it'd probably be more prudent for me to do this after the next town hall, because then at least at that point, I will be able to. Oh shit! Why is this not going? There we go. At least at that point, I'll be able to have a better idea of like where land might be potentially, because that's probably like the biggest one, right? If we're thinking about land, and we know Cryptomancer's working on it, I don't know. He's supposed to give like a time frame on when that'll be, on what he's expecting. That to me is a potentially big one, at least for all the land bulls out there. But yeah, that's one aspect of the game. We now have, we know we're gonna have, or the team's gonna try to do monthly promo cards right between now and the end of the year. So maybe there's something that comes out. We know that there's gonna be a voucher promo card as well. So there's actually quite a bit of a shakeup to the meta over the next 5 months of the year. I mean, we're getting a huge one on Thursday, but then we could be getting some cool promo cards and things like that. All right, this really needs to get, they really need to get this done before Rebellion is done. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. Like, the later that they wait, all of a sudden you're going to get a situation where people come in and there's nothing on the shelves. Hear me out. If they miss that window of selling Rebellion, maybe the DAO should sell their packs on the market if we have new players buying. I mean, it's like, if they miss that window, I think a lot of people will be, it's like just a loss of confidence. And yeah, I mean, look, the DAO can subsidize some of that, but it's like, okay, you're already having this conversation. So here we are talking about the fact that there's less than 1 million packs in circulation, right? And this is why I say that the DAO, whatever the DAO is holding, is dangerous, because we have less than 1 million packs in circulation. If you're already talking about the DAO dumping another 500 or 600, or maybe by that time 800, 900 million packs on the market after Rebellion is done, how many people are going to speculate on Rebellion at the end of its run? I think that number goes down dramatically. Dennis says, I used to watch you guys all the time, like months ago. Shout out to Darkest Night. Oh man, well, thanks for coming back. Yeah, no, I haven't been doing the lives as much, but you know, as hopefully we're running the corner here into Q4, I definitely am going to try to get back to regular live streams. And in fact, one of the things that I want to do is start live streaming other games. And so, for example, I played a game in parallel yesterday, which was super fun. But the earnings, and that's the thing, right? Like, I mean, I like playing parallel. It's a fun game, but the earnings there are down significantly too, right? So I think I won 0.01 something Prime, which when I calculated out, Prime is down to like $5-6 now. It was like 8 cents. And it's like, oh, okay, well, like that's, you know, I can do that 5 times a day, and therefore I can win, I don't know what, 30, 40 cents or something like that. And again, I'm talking about this like it's a fun game to play, so I'm enjoying it. But I like what they're doing actually elsewhere with the tournaments and how that's become like a big ticket item, because now anybody can go in, even with a ghost card deck, and play and compete at the highest levels. And I think they give it like $50,000. All right, so Dennis, this is not financial advice. However, the game would have to be completely dead for that to happen to SPS. This isn't a meme coin. Would just people who want to flip it for profit. We have long-time players. Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, here's what's interesting. We have a lot of long-term, hardcore, diehard players in the ecosystem. And what I was trying to tell Darkest Night is like, there's what, maybe like 1,000 or so like hardcore players, maybe less, maybe 500. But it's not out of the realm of possibility for us to get 5,000, like to go out and find 5,000 to 10,000 people that get it, right? In the same way that we do. And that would dramatically reduce the amount of assets in the ecosystem, namely SPS. Because it's like, I mean, you get, let's do the math on this. If you were to get, hold on, 5,000 times 500,000. Oh, whoa. Oh, there you go. That's a fantastic number. If you were to get 5,000 people that wanted to have 500,000 SPS, that's 2.5 billion SPS. We don't even have that in circulation right now. Right? So, you know, and again, whether they're investors, whether they're players, it's not even that they need to buy it or get it right now. It's just the idea that they want to work up to that, right? That's their goal, to get to like a champ level player, or, you know, that 10x multiplier, whatever it is. It's not that many. It's not that many hardcore players. And the fact that we have hardcore players here already means that there's a proof of concept, right? People like the game. People like what it's trying to do. And now it's really just on the team to not screw it up by redoing Chaos Legion and making way too many of a thing. Dennis says, I've been looking forward to Soul Keep for such a long time. Now that's out, I barely play it. It seems way too difficult for me. You know what's funny? I feel the same way. I think about Soul Keep and it gives me a weird like, nah, not today. Like, I was looking forward to it for a long time too, because I genuinely like tower defense games and I've sunk so many hours into tower defense games. And I was really, really hoping to, I don't know. I was just really hoping for it to like shake things up in the ecosystem. And maybe it has, and maybe it will continue, but I don't know. For me, it's like, nah. So DJ says, I agree on Soul Keep, but I think DEC needs more time to make it playable on ramping up on difficulty. Well, okay, so here you want to hear something bullish on Soul Keep right now? They have plans, and again, these are all plans, so it could just be like lip service and may never happen. But their whole thing is they want to make this into like a Web 2 game as well, right? So they want to have a free-to-play version, and I think what they're trying to do at this point is use this as an open alpha for all of us to be a part of, right? So if you think about it, they have done zero marketing. I don't think I've seen any marketing by the team because they're going through and just trying to refine as much as possible right now. So maybe they're waiting for that to be done. Maybe they're waiting for the the bull run to really start to pick up. Maybe it's a combination of both. Either way, I would say that once they ramp that up, I'll be curious to see what impact Soul Keep can have on the Splinterlands ecosystem. All right, so it says DJ, yeah, not never financial. Oh, all right, so I just haven't watched for a long time, so I was wondering about the sentiment. Yeah, fair. Sentiment is all over the place. If you want to catch up, go check TPG podcast. Oh yeah, I would highly recommend the one with PJ. Yeah, I don't think people realize just how like smart the dude is and how involved with crypto he's been. All right, so Vlogging says, today I was really pondering if I should go heavy on CL reward cards, but I'm too much behind. It would cost way too much to max out them. I might even sell my existing cards and move on with the new set. You know, for me, I mean, again, like when you say heavy, are you talking about like for playing, or are you talking about for investing? Because if you want the cards, now is a fantastic time to get them, right? And they have more utility now than they will in the future. Excuse me. Just because you'll be able to play with them in Modern, at least for the next 6 months or so. But from an investment side, yeah, I don't like cards. I mean, and it's funny because I always get seduced by the juicy APRs, right? So, for example, you look at even some of the Chaos cards right now are pulling in stupid amounts of APR, especially at like max levels. And of course, Rebellion is super high. But I like Rebellion. It'd be interesting, but I just feel like I can't touch it until we see how the dust settles from the end of conflicts. Right now, the rental market is super thin because everybody's got their stuff and extra stuff tied up. But once they don't have to have that tied up, I think you're going to see a lot more cards hit the marketplace. Vincent says, have you kept up with moon carts and Colony? Oh, man. I mean, I've gone through and I'll go and check like the office hours, but yeah, that's been another one that's been really disappointing because we played the alpha in like February and the pre-sale was in March, and Aggie said that his oh shit timeline meaning that everything goes wrong. Like he was still hoping to get it out in 2 months, which would have been May. I mean, I would have been okay with June. But you know, we're here now in August, and there really isn't an update on the timing. In fact, let me see. I went to the office hours I didn't. I just looked them up afterwards. But let me see here. Moon Carts, or Arcade Colony office hours. So let's see what his updates are. All right, so this was on 8/9, so 4 days ago. Here we are on the main development. Salve, which is the company that's contracted to do this, is doing some internal testing in the full game with rewards. Once we're handed that, we'll get it into our QA. Once that's done, we'll get it into production. So we're in the final stretch, and we'll have the first instance of a Unity game fully functional, operating on the Invenium platform. Following that, our major priorities are getting Goals V2 out the door, and we'll have a few small side ventures, like improving our fiat handling system wide, as well as getting Steakhouse Den into the wild. So yeah, when I read that, and this is the cynical part of me now, right? The bearish part of me. Salve is doing internal QA. Whenever the team gets handed that, which again, I don't know how long it's going to take, the team will have to do their own QA. I think about how long Land QA took for last year, and that was with a full team before things, before they had to do another round of layoffs. So yeah, I mean, we're in August. I just would love for this game to come out in 2024, but I like mentally, emotionally, I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. It's 2025 at this point. So no, I mean, I'm keeping up with it. I don't think about it though. I'm sad that I bought packs because I wish I had gotten something else, or I wish I had sold the packs. And actually, I might still sell the packs now and just buy SPS. Just because to me, like that's the single biggest bet that you can make. Not financial advice. But I like where Splinterlands is headed. I don't know where Moon Carts and the rest are going. I mean, GLS, bless Khan's heart. I mean, the dude is like working hard every week. He's like set up a tournament for like the 30 players that they have. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're trying, but it's not there. And, I'm supportive, but yeah, I'm not playing. I do want Moon Carts to come out though. I mean, I had a lot of fun playing that live with you guys. I think it would be super fun to do that on stream with you guys, but I don't know. That's just where I'm at. Would like to see Aggie make some moves at this point. Yeah, what would be sad if Aggie had to sit out the bull run, just because he's so good at selling stuff that I would love for him to pump my bags. Right? But if he's gonna fail before the bull run even really gets going, that would suck. All right, so DJ says, I'm saving my glint for Rebellion reward cards at this point. I will cherry pick the Chaos rewards I have to have, but Chaos will likely move out of Modern in 8 to 12 months. Yeah, sounds about right. Less than 12 months, I think. I don't think there's any way that whatever comes after Rebellion comes out after July. I think July has to be, or even June. I think June has to be the latest. That's 18 months right there. Rift Summoner, what's up? Says, I stopped playing Soul Keep. It was fun at the beginning, but there's nothing new. It's just the same thing over and over again. Yeah, maybe that was my problem too. It was hard for me to get through whatever level, and then I don't know. It's so sad because I really do like tower defense games, but I don't know. By going heavy on CL rewards, I meant using the last of my glint. Oh, that. Okay, to level them up. Oof. I did already. I maxed out all of my rarity draws, I think, or at least the ones that I wanted, and I'm happy with that. I'm going to go heavy on Rebellion reward cards because right now I'm having a lot of fun. I've rented out my entire deck. I'm playing with only Soulbound reward cards from Chaos and Gladiators. And, my win rate took a hit, but I want to see how things go starting next season from scratch. I'm in Diamond and I'm making like 800 to 1,000 glint per win. And so right now, I like, it's like I'm renting out my deck and I'm buying some cards with that. I'm renting out my extra SPS and I'm just going ham on trying to get as much SPS as I can. That's not to say it can't go lower, but I don't know. To me, I'm trying to make some moves and buy my island this bull run. All right, so Blanchard Project says, I am just waiting to see if SPL DAO will initiate another Scorched Earth change to alienate more segments of the player base, or another self-immolation like we saw via the DHF. Once over, I buy in. Yeah, well, I wonder if the DHF thing will change once Matt is there at Hive, rubbing elbows with folks. I don't think it will. I think, it's sad because I think Hive and Splinterlands could have such a fantastic symbiotic relationship. But I don't think Splinterlands players give Hive a second thought because they don't need to, right? And I'm not even saying that disparagingly about Hive. It's just the whole point was to have frictionless crypto, and that's exactly what it is. It runs on the Hive blockchain, but you can come in and play the entire game and do everything you need to do without ever needing to know what Hive is all about, right? And so that's why I think Hive people are bitter, because like Splinterlands can succeed without Hive. And Hive, I'm not saying that it won't succeed without Splinterlands, but it's like Hive is an irrelevant chain. Sorry, just going to say it. It is an irrelevant chain. There's just way too many better chains out there. Now, actually, let me take that back. There are way too many other chains that just offer interesting, unique propositions. They offer money. Like they are just much more popular. Hive, I don't think is even top 100 anymore. And it's basically just going to go in, it's going to wither away into whatever with however many thousands of users that it has, right? And that's the thing. It'll stick around for a while. Why? Because the whales will just keep sucking it dry, right? Until there's nothing left, right? They keep earning in Hive, but Hive keeps going down. So I don't know what it'll take. Now, the reason I took my statement back is because I think Hive is actually a cool chain, right? And I understand why the Splinterlands team would choose that over many of the other ones, right? Now, granted, I think, once again, to talk about irrelevancy, I think Hive will become even more irrelevant in the future as side chains become a thing, right? For like Gods Unchained or the Ronin network. Like everybody's so worried about gas fees for every transaction. And I think you're going to have it where, stuff is just not going to be, it's either not going to be on chain, right? All the main stuff, or whatever you need is like done on like a side chain that has like free transactions or something like that. So I like the competitive edge that it had is no longer there. It's losing it. And, right now, I think the only thing that could actually save it is Splinterlands taking off, bringing a bunch of users, those users discovering other games, potentially something like a Moon Carts or whatever, right? But yeah, on the whole, like, I don't know. It's just not there. Brandon's in the house. What's going on, Brandon? Our riffs are same for me. I was logging in Soulkeep Daily, but missed a few days, and that was that. Except when the kids want to play some tower battles. Keeps brothers quiet for an hour or so. Fair enough. All right, Brandon says, you have a business economics degree or background. When does a owner or team cut losses and close a project? Come to mind when you talk about GLS and Moon Carts. Oh, well, I mean, that's the scary part, right? If we're going to have an honest conversation about this. I don't know. We don't know what the true finances are for, what's that called? For GLS and Moon Carts or Arcade Colony. Now, Matt and Aggie look at Runway a little bit differently. I don't know what the Runway was like for Moon Carts early on. But I'll tell you this, they're not making any revenue because they don't have a product, right? So it's like, I don't know how the company is sustaining themselves. So therefore, I don't know what their runway is. I don't know what their burn rate is, but I know that they have they don't have any income coming in. And my guess is that part of the reason that there's probably so much animosity between Matt and Nagy is because that stream of income that was going to pay off all the devs on the Arcade Colony and Venium side, like that stream of income was coming from Stormlands. That's been cut off, right? Or at least it will be cut off if it hasn't been. So I don't know what that looks like. I don't know where it's at. I mean, I would feel really bad for people that like went and bought in heavily on either of those projects. If it were to fail, for me, thankfully, like all that stuff just came as an airdrop, and you know, I'm just kind of like hanging out with it and seeing where it goes. But yeah, I would have to wait and see for there to be an actual project release. And as I said earlier, Mooncarts, I don't know that Mooncarts is going to come on in 2024, and that's that probably comes off a little fuddy and a little bearish. So I recognize that, and I'm intentionally doing that. Just because I'm bitter about the fact that, like, once again, we were sold packs 5 months ago, right? 5 months ago, and you know, we haven't even entered QA yet, so it just is what it is. Now on the GLS side, that's not coming out until after Mooncarts comes out. All right, so they're months away from that. So yeah, I don't know. Fusion Sound says, I am all in on SPS at 0.0045. That was the bottom in your opinion. There's never been a better time to get into this game. Well, I don't disagree with you on the latter part. I don't know if it's a bottom, but this being a great time to get in, there's definitely never been a better time, that's for sure. Except the future. All right, Blockchain Project says, people are still bitter that SPL tried to keep the peace between Steam Hive Fork. This has pissed epic amounts of people, whales, who clearly chose Hive. Yeah, I know there's a lot of bad blood that goes back. I am wholly disinterested in it. Like, it sucks, right? But it also, like, I don't know. It's just not my business, and I don't care. Bilson says, hey, so since so here's my rant on this. All right, you talk about Hive being this like decentralized chain, and like, yes, it has aspects of it that are truly decentralized, but it is still highly oligarchical and centralized, right? In many ways, it's decentralized from an ethos perspective because, yeah, sure, anybody can come in and buy Hive and whatever, but at this point in time, you have whales that still control how things get funded and how all that works. And this is why, right? Like, I don't mean to get on my high horse here, but this is why all of this stuff is shitcoins, right? To me, this is why Bitcoin is the only thing, because it is proof of stake. Because it is proof of work. Proof of stake is a scam, right? Like, it's just people complain about the same things with SPS. Like, SPS is technically decentralized, right? Yes, I know it runs on a centralized server. But, you know, you make the same argument, and I've made this argument before in the past. Anybody can come in and buy however much SPS they want and therefore influence the decisions. So it's not centralized. It's not stopping you from doing anything, right? Whether it's SPS, whether it's Hive, whether it's ETH, right? Or Solana. Anybody can go in and buy whatever they want to get a high share. But when you capture enough, you can essentially hold the entire chain hostage. And so this is why, like, proof of stake is interesting, but it's like a community experiment. It's not a sound money, right? And so that's why they're all shitcoins. But it's fun. Like, I like doing proof of stake stuff for games. It creates a lot of drama. But yeah, I would never consider this like money or to hold value. All right, so Wilson says, hey, so since, like I said, I'm out of the loop, we'll still be getting vouchers for nodes. Will they just be in game? Yeah, so you're still going to be getting vouchers. They won't be given to you on the SPS chain anymore. They're going to go directly in game, and I don't believe you'll be able to send them to Hive Engine anymore. So they're going to be quite one-dimensional, which isn't a bad thing, right? Because I think they're going to build an LP, a DEC voucher LP. So if you don't want your vouchers, you can still offload them, but you'll get DEC instead of SPS this time, right? On on the Tribal Dex pool, and we get to close off that SPS inflation, which I think is huge. And I hope to God they implement some kind of burn in there, 1%, 0.5%, whatever it is. Just implement some kind of burn so that anytime someone like myself wants to dump my vouchers, which I do every day happily, I will be helping the ecosystem by burning a certain amount. Cool. That was my understanding. Just checking. Okay, cool. Yeah, hopefully we'll get more information on that when we get to the town hall. When is the town hall this week? So I know it's on Thursday. I'm trying to see the time. And there's a reason why. Oh, wait, is the town hall tomorrow? Wait, there's a town hall tomorrow at 10 a.m. Not on Thursday. Thursday's the planned maintenance. All right, did anybody else notice that? Town hall is tomorrow? Okay, it's tomorrow at 10 a.m. So the timing is disappointing to me because that means no Cryptomancer. I think Cryptomancer is only able to join in the evening ones. So we probably won't get a land update for another month at this point. So you can file that away. My guess is they're going to talk about the 8th. Is that the 8th conflict? Maybe they'll drop that info there. They'll talk about the voucher DECLP and maybe timing and details for that. Like, we're already getting the new Soulbound reward cards and the unlocking, so I don't think there's anything to talk about there. So that leaves a lot open. Hopefully they're going to talk about the new player experience. But if they don't, then and that's the thing, right? If they don't, what are they talking about? Again, it's become the land of 2024. All right, so Vlog says, do you think Bitcoin will be 100K by the end of the year? I mean, I hope so. But I'm still waiting for 100K Bitcoin in Q4 of 2021. I was promised that. I was promised face-melting gains in Q4 of 2021. I'm still waiting for that. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would like to think that Bitcoin will be at 100K by then. For all the people that are following macro stuff, what's interesting is we're seeing, I think it's the M2 money supply that's breaking out. I was just looking at a chart this morning. But basically, like global monetary supply, I think is breaking out, which it's kind of been choppy and flat for 2 years. But now we're starting to see it go out in massive waves. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it could be good. All right, so we are at almost an hour here. So I think we could start to wrap up. Let's see. Cool. That was my understanding. Just checking. Okay. Talking about the wild pass and swap to DEC. I like it. Amazing. Okay. So as I said earlier, I mean, one thing that I really want, look at that. We're almost at 60K again. Good stuff. One thing that I would really, really like to get going is a tournament, right? Ghost card tournament. So I'm trying to figure out a day that I can do that. And I know I put out some some feelers for a league. I would really love to get a league going. I think it could be a lot of fun. I think people would love to play just for the fun of it. But I would have to find people that are like into it and, willing to commit and able to communicate and all that, because a lot of it would be coordinating your battles with your opponents, right? The way that I have it, and you guys feel free to give me some feedback on this, right? The way that I'm thinking through it is like, okay, let's say you get, I don't know, let's say we get 20 people in a league. You can almost do it like, you know what? You can almost do it like this, where we go World Cup style. And so you get like 4 groups of like 5 people each, And so over like the course of the week, they need to go and play a best of 3, or just not best of 3, but like 3 battles against, a three challenge ghost card challenges against, someone else, and then send those battles in. And then we tally up their wins and losses overall, take the top, I don't know, 8 or something, and go into some kind of playoffs and have a champion, right? I don't know, something like that. That would be exciting to me. I love setting that kind of stuff up and structuring it. So just finding people that would be interested in doing something like that. And maybe we could do that as like a one-day tournament style thing. But yeah, I don't know. I have to figure out what the good cadence for that would be. But always open to any kind of feedback. Now let me see. Do I have any energy? I do. Okay, so you can see my win-loss rate is well below 50% this season. It's because halfway through the season, I just decided to rent out my deck. So I dropped from Champion 3 to Diamond 1. And this is probably where I'll finish the season. But my cards are so limited. But it's like when I get wins, it's fantastic. Okay, what's going on? Like when I beat other decks that have like fully, like a full lineup of cards, and I'm able to do that with Soulbound and Gladiators, like that just proves my concept that nobody needs to buy cards, right? It's just sad. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Oh, 99. Oh, see, this is gonna be rough for me because I don't have a lot of like big boys. Okay, so I usually center my team around one of the Gladiator cards. I think that we could actually go with Eternan Brune here, because with this, so the Melee Mayhem, we get someone like her. Oh, shoot. You know what? I still like Crash because he's just dope. But then we get Phyrexian Hero. We get Idri Fire. We can put that up front. So now we're taking full advantage. I kind of want to put Ferox Defender in. All right, looks like I didn't rent out my Exploding Rats, so that would be a fantastic one. And then any other big boys that I got? Oh, definitely Drybone Raider. Get 4 attacks. So we filled up 48 mana. That's not terrible. Let's see what happens now. I'm guessing we'll see a Possibilis because of the... Oh, no. All right, I'm fighting up against someone else who's... Maybe this is where all the other Soulbound decks are. If you have actual cards or the cards that you purchased, then... Oh, man. See, they went with a very similar strategy. Oh. I'm not liking this. Oh, but wait, this is a level 1? Okay, if I lose this is really sad. Because this is not even max. Yeah, so I wonder if I'm fighting against decks that are literally doing the same thing as me. Because this is a level 1 Demon Shark here, and mostly Soulbound reward cards. So maybe I just picked the wrong ones. I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's gonna hurt. Don't miss, bro. Come on, don't miss. Oh my God, you suck. Oh my God, you missed 3 times? Jesus. Oh, you could have set up the Bloodlust for him here. See, part of the reason why I just can't, like, I don't respect this game anymore is the RNG. There was like another game where it was just like I was 3 speed faster, but they had flying, and I missed like 4 times in a row. And I'm like, I like the chances of this is unreal. It's unbelievable. But yeah, So, and you know what sucks is that the ghost card challenges don't they don't solve the RNG problem, but they do solve the problem of me not having to buy any more cards. All right, so when the Joker mask drops in McFarlane Digital, I would like to gift you one. Oh, that's very kind of you. You don't have to, but I would appreciate that. You know who's super excited? Or actually, I think you know this already. But Keys, I was just talking to him about it the other day. But thank you, Blockchain Projects. 25%. Anything could happen. All right. Well, you can see I've been on a losing streak because I've actually been playing these battles. I leave like one energy or 2 energy. So the bot really only plays at night because unless I go out, then I usually come across and I find like an energy here. And now I'm just losing a ton. So you know what? I better give it back to Archmage. At least they know what they're doing. All right, guys, this was fun though. I will do my best to be live on Thursday as well. Hopefully after these changes are implemented. Again, I don't know how long it's going to take. And the live stream may not be until the afternoon, but I will be on stream opening up hopefully a ton of the rarity draws and reward chests and all that stuff with you guys as we get started. But one day, 22 hours and 52 minutes remaining. Exciting stuff. All right, guys, keep an eye out. I'll have more video content out later today if I can think of some cool things to talk about. Otherwise, I'll catch you all soon. Peace.